It's been 6 months since wildfires devastated close to 28,000 acres in Malibu, in the Palisades. 6,831 structures burned. The rebuild process for fire victims is painfully slow. Today, as Southern California homeowners are caught in this limbo of government, bureaucracy, and red tape, wanting so desperately to return to their homes, Governor Newsom's eyes are on one house only: the White House. I'm Daniel Cohen. This is the Real Life Network. California, special place in my heart. The people, the weather, the cities there are beautiful. But the streets, this you could probably recognize from the sidewalk, the Walk of Fame. This is Hollywood. This is Los Angeles. Similar scenes in San Francisco, in San Diego, all over California, Oakland. According to the U.S. News and World Report, California ranks 37th in the nation in education, 37th in overall safety. Homelessness, drugs, poverty, affordability, all major problems. And where is the governor? Where is Governor Newsom? It is his job to be there, to be offering solutions. Here he is, wooing Democrats 2,000 miles from California in the early primary state of South Carolina. His eyes are set on something bigger than California. Why is he there? He's there to lay out a message of hope, of optimism. He's running for president. Of course he's running for president. He can't run for governor again. But no hope, no optimism. You would think that the Democrat Party would have a come to Jesus after the American people tossed them out on their behinds in 2024. No. Governor Newsom, fear-mongering, trying to scare people into believing those rascally Republicans right out of the Democrat playbook. They're racist, they're sexist, and they want to tell you what to do in the bedroom. Listen.
We've seen this rights regression. These are folks that quite literally, with respect, want to turn back the clock to a pre-1960s world. And you see it across the spectrum. You understand it better than anyone here in South Carolina on voting rights, on civil rights, on LGBTQ rights, on issues, obviously, of women's rights.
What a sad take from Gavin. What a sad take. Throwing out these tired, focus-tested lines just to win a primary. President Trump won 48% of the Hispanic vote. 15% of the black vote. He increased the Jewish vote. He increased the vote of the working class, the youth vote. The energy, the Republican tent is the big tent. That's where all the cool kids are hanging out right now, if you haven't caught on. Newsom's still saying, oh, I'm not running. Please, can we drop the charade? Can we drop all the pretense? Why in the world are you in South Carolina? This was the state that put Joe Biden over the top. In the meantime, let's come back to California. People in the Palisades, Californians, stuck. Listen to this man.
It has been 6 months since the Palisades and Eden fires tore through our community, destroying thousands of homes and destroying lives and livelihoods, and raising real questions about the competency of our leadership and how they have responded. We know the scale of this devastation could have been prevented with proper planning and management. People who are impacted are struggling to understand what's next, because there's not enough clarity around the city's go-forward plan. The city's been heavy on lofty rhetoric, but we don't need lofty rhetoric. We need answers.
Exactly. 15% of Palisades residents who lost their home in January, some lost more than one, have had their rebuilding permits approved. 15%. There's still no dedicated chief recovery office. Every honest person here knows that the road to rebuild is long. It's difficult. I covered the Cedar fires. I covered multiple fires working in San Diego. This is a long and difficult and complicated road. But I want you to hear from this is a husband, a father of two, and here he is complaining about this process that they promised was going to be a Marshall Plan. It was going to be uniformed, and turned out as a total mess.
You say far from permits. We're frozen. I mean, we're paused. I just went back to the house on Saturday by myself, and not much has changed. Matter of fact, the only thing for us that has really changed is it went from what I saw as a pile of ash when I left on January 8th, having watching it burn down, to now it's a pile of dirt.
Governor Newsom, you can run for some office that you think the grass is greener for president, but you can't hide from the mess that you made in California. Ruins under your leadership and the one-party Democrat rule. Businesses fleeing, families fleeing. More people are leaving California than moving there. According to the California Public Policy Institute, 412,000 people left California between 2020 and 2023. Those are the latest numbers. Rolling blackouts, water shortages, cities literally burning, and figuratively. You're off campaigning. Take a look at this. This is a park where children are supposed to play. This is in the city of Oakland. This video got 1.5 million views going viral. It was posted last week. It's actually from June 29th. Watch this.
This is what used to be a children's playground. This is Fallout 3.
Not necessarily child-proof anymore. So you guys understand, I've been to so many places at this point, I'm starting to lose my emotional sensitivity to what's going on here a little bit. I don't really know how to react anymore because at this point it's all starting to blend.
I mean, this car is floating right now.
It's horrible.
What's going on?
That is crazy. All right, let's take a look at this. You guys are about to have your mind blown. Hey, what up? Where are we at right now?
We're in Oakland, California.
Okay, I just saw this car levitating. That's why I walked over here. Are we in the park right now?
This is a park.
This is a park. It doesn't look like it. It is a park. The saddest park in the world that you don't want to take your family, your children to. But it is a park in Oakland. If you live in California, I was born in California. I got married in San Diego. My wife and I, we started a family there. 3 beautiful children. Spent the last 20 years before the Lord brought us to Israel. I want to speak to you. Listen, it doesn't have to be this way. Is this the California that you want? Some people are insulated. They live in a bubble. They're not never going to be affected by that. But most people of California, my goodness, there's a popular saying that so goes California, so goes the rest of the country. Is this the model for the United States? Tent cities? Homeless people, some of them defecating on the streets, shooting up on the street. Families having to just leave the state because it's impossible to buy a house there, raise a family, and Lord willing, maybe take 2 weeks off for a summer vacation on a median income in California. It's impossible to do. And Newsom's in South Carolina. Why won't Gavin Newsom fight for the tax-paying legal residents of California? Remember this? This was just last month. Here he is, tough guy Newsom, daring border czar Tom Homan to come arrest him. Arrest me. Listen to this. He's aiding and abetting the illegal immigrants who have taken root in his state.
Get your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes. Been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing?
That was the fakest. Look, that was the fakest tough guy talk ever. I know some tough guys. You guys know some tough guys? That's not what tough guys sound like. That's not alpha male. That's beta male tough guy talk. Come on, yeah, tough guy. Calling out, listen, Newsom's a fake tough guy, but his words are important. They matter. He's calling out federal agents who are enforcing the law, ICE agents. It is the law of the land. And Newsom's words making other police officers in California unsafe. This is video from Santa Ana, California. These officers they're just making an arrest. That's in Orange County, by the way. And look at these officers coming under attack from people there who tackle them, pushing them. When did it become okay to attack law enforcement like this? You could get shot. There's no fear whatsoever. These people, they just attack a police officer like this is some kind of a backyard brawl. This is Gavin Newsom's California. Concerned more about presidential ambition than the people he's been elected, his job it is to serve. Do you remember COVID? Newsom shut down a Christian preschool in San Diego in the East County because that school wouldn't force 2-year-olds to mask up. Good luck getting a 2-year-old to keep a mask on. I have kids. Do you have kids? You think you can keep a 2-year-old with a mask? Listen, we're not playing political games here. The Republican Party isn't the answer to all your problems. It's not. But in California, insane Democrat policies are creating the very problems that we just showed you. President Trump famously told black voters, what have you got to lose? Why not vote for me? Look at some of these cities that are just decrepit. Try something different, something new. High taxes in California. It's outrageously expensive. A middle class that's shrinking. Rampant waste. Humor is the best way to make a point. I love the one of the best presidents of my lifetime. Here's Ronald Reagan outlining the key ideological difference between Democrats and Republicans. Listen.
The government's view of the economy could be summed up in a few short phrases. If it moves, tax it. If it keeps moving, regulate it. And if it stops moving, subsidize it.
Yeah, that's it. Classic. 14 seconds. There it is. Classic Reagan. This is Steve Hilton. Steve Hilton's not paying me. He's not paying us a single thing. No, Steve Hilton is running as a Republican. He's got gravitas. Maybe you know him, you know the name, to replace Newsom in 2026. He's a former political advisor. He's a British native. He's lived in the Bay Area. He's seen those parks in Oakland. He's been there since 2012. And he actually, look at him shaking hands. He actually sees the people of California who are struggling. He says he wants to do away with state income taxes for people making under $100,000 per year. What a big help that'll be. What a huge help that would be. Says he wants to bring the state budget back to pre-pandemic levels. So there's a whole lot more. You will learn more about Steve Hilton, you can. But in regards to the wildfires, let's bring it back to how we started this segment. He has been one of Gavin Newsom's most fearless critics, calling him out for this proposed ridiculous Marshall Plan that Gavin Newsom promised to help make this rebuilding process easier for the Palisades and for homeowners in Malibu.
6 months later, he cannot even clear the sidewalk. How dare he take to the stage today and brag about his response and lie to the people about historic speed of response, of debris removal, when we can see the evidence of his lies and his failure and his incompetence all around us.
That's from this week, by the way. I believe that's a couple days ago, Tuesday. California reminds me of the prodigal son. Luke chapter 15. Even if you don't know the Bible well, I'm sure you know the story. This young man, he takes his inheritance. He's got riches beyond riches at his fingertips, and he runs away from his father. He thought that he knew better. He thought that he could make his own way. And where did it lead him in the end? To a pig pen. Now, I'm not saying California is a pig pen. It's one of the most beautiful places on earth, my former home, the place I was born. But there is a lot of slop. Slop. It doesn't need to be this way. California, you've been in the pig pen with Gavin Newsom for too long. With this one-party rule for too long. It doesn't have to be this way. Now is the time. California, this coming soon is your prodigal son moment. For the Real Life Network, I'm Daniel Cohen.